Artmore, what's up? Just got home from Venice Beach. Oh, well, that's nice. Been a long time since I've been to Venice. Memory of the Fisherman. What's up, bro? My home internet is actually not working properly, so I've got to do this entirely off my phone. So I had to dump quality. Memory of the Fisherman. They're talking about an energy crisis. Yes, both Hormuz and the Red Sea are in danger of closing. Okay, the Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed, with China afraid to send their ships through, despite being on good terms with Iran. And the Red Sea, which is the alternative, is being blown the F up by some Iranian backed group. Who isn't exactly known for good. So no one is safe. How will this affect the U.S.? It will basically make everything more expensive. Okay. Um, there is already an energy crisis in the Philippines, with them saying that basically in 3 weeks they won't be able to take their kids to school anymore. Okay. There is a larger energy crisis affecting California with the Deadpool threat of Lake Powell. Once the Hoover Dam stops producing power, our energy bill should triple because Lake Powell gives us a lot of free power. The Hoover Dam gives us a lot of inexpensive power. So that's likely going to get bad. Unfortunately, no amount of conservation is going to change that. That sad? Or do you mean that sad? The crisis. Well, you know, like people haven't realized how bad the crisis has been for many years. It just keeps getting slowly and slowly worse. It's one of those things. Is like the Great Depression. It was caused by a singular massive event that it just shut everything the f down. But this crisis, so that's kind of the problem. It's one of those things. Is you be surprised what you can get used to, and that's just one of those big problems with life. Is things don't get bad all at once. They get bad slowly, and as it gets worse and worse, there's just a turning point. It's like I had this friend who was always kind of a douche. I talked about him a lot, rarely mentioned his name. On my blog, Letters to Cassie and Other Folks, he's referred to as Turtle Nose, okay? And it's like when I first knew this guy, dude was a really loyal friend. He was just a douche. So it's like, he put women on a pedestal and like he was just really dumb, didn't understand other people. Like, there was one time we went to McDonald's, right? And he asked for sweet and sour, what I always get with my nuggets. I got nuggets, he got a burger. And then when I went to reach for the sweet and sour sauce, he grabbed it and he kept saying, no, no, no. And he actually broke the container open, trying to get it away from me. And I was furious. I screamed at him. I go, it comes with my meal. It doesn't come with your meal. You didn't ask for an extra. She thought you meant for my nuggets, and I thought you meant for my nuggets. So go get another packet. Should have made him use the broken one. And I mean, it's like, yeah, he always kind of we have a rivalry thing. But as his life kept getting shittier and shittier, he had to make my life shittier and shittier. So, like, it got to the point where we'd go and hang out. He'd demand we do something I didn't do. He'd yell at me a lot, and eventually hang out with you anymore. He convinced all of our mutual friends to try and force me to forgive him. But it's not like I met him and he was always trying to force me to do things I didn't want to do. He was a total douche. It's like, no, this happened slowly till it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. Chris Clearly, hey Richard, I love your ice video and the comments about it is so interesting. I got this glass on Craigslist. I'm going to start freezing my ice. Refreezing my ice. Dude, if you drink it with alcohol, that's fine. If you don't, remember, you pretty much get no more than 5 or 6 uses out of it. Ooh, there goes Nimbus. That's your butt, Nimbus. Yeah, I think Tristan was like, I'll buy you an ice maker. And it's like, ice makers are expensive to run. Why not use the infrastructure you have? And here's another thing that people forget about the whole ice thing. You do know you have to wash your hands before you fill an ice cube tray, right? I mean, it takes so little time. Oh, no, you got to wash your hands. You got to make sure they're clean. You got to go get the water. I don't fill them from the tap. I fill them using bottled water. So, it can be expensive. Guys, I will remind you, of course, that there is a like button. And that like button will theoretically at least make the video more popular. There's a dislike button too. If you're not going to press the like button, do press the dislike button. It actually helps the channel out. Why is your head red? Add a question sticker. Glasses or contacts? No. That seems silly. Why would you do that? Mike, are you ready for Easter? No. I'm working these 80-hour weeks, dude. I mean, I'm not doing anything on Easter. I mean, I have nothing to do on Easter. I mean, I still haven't tried my Dr. Pepper Peeps. And be honest with you, they're getting rather old. Nim, nim, nim. What is wrong, my nim, nim, nim? So, what are you doing for Easter, Mike? Going out with the kids? Maybe a nice dinner, day at church? That's a good question. What does one do on Easter? Working every day seems like there is nothing to get excited for except the breaks between jobs. You know, Mike, my life sucks either way. So it's like I can be home and my life can suck, or I can be at work and my life can suck. I mean, you know, it's like I've been talking to a publisher and I just read what they gave me. They've been rather pushy about it. And I'm like, you guys just said you're going to bill me $1,800 to edit my novel. You didn't say anything about publishing. That's just editing. It's like, they driving out of town Saturday to pick a golf cart up, then head to the lake till Thursday. Hmm. Brain very to purchase your novel. I haven't found a publisher yet, bro. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, you guys. One of the things that happens with people is we don't like losing stuff. So it's like, let's just say you bought Ford stock and then you realized what a dumb idea that was. Ford is always losing money. It's a terrible investment. They've bought a bunch of other companies and removed the competition. I think they bought Jaguar, which was another, terrible investment company. But like you lose money on the Ford stock, you refuse to sell it. But then you make money on, say, Apple stock. And it's like, well, I have no problem selling Apple stock because I made money. At the end of the day, I made money. But I'm not selling the Ford stock until the money goes up. It's like, yeah, but that Ford stock is just going to keep dragging your portfolio down because it's Ford. Found on road dead. Like, I'm kind of mad because no one will board my pit bulls. Mm. Are they friendly? I mean, to be honest with you, I have very rarely in my life had more than one dog. And when we had the one dog and went on vacations, we just took the dog with us. Yes, they're friendly. So I have to stay home, watch them when everyone else goes out of town. Well, I mean, don't you have a neighbor that could feed your bulls? Hire a house sitter? I got a question too. What's that question? Why didn't you just ask? That star in the background, by the way, he never shuts up. The vet talked me into getting a boarding shot for the dogs. Cost me extra. What is a boarding shot? I honestly don't know. I've never heard of that before. Chris, Claire, talk about your family. There's not much to talk about, bro. Dogs require specific vaccinations for boarding to prevent the spread of disease in communal settings with mandatory shots, usually including rabies. Okay, so a boarding shot is a regular shot, only it's given to a dog before it's boarded to prevent it from giving diseases to other dogs or getting them from other dogs. Chris Clearly, oh, sorry to hear. Have they all passed? No. My folks are dead. The rest of my family wants me dead. You know, like I would actually like to do that. Um, it would be just really, really funny if I could hire somebody to like go to my sister's house and like knock on the door and be like, I've got some very bad news. Your brother died in a car accident. And just see what happens, you know? Being my sister would jump for joy. I don't know about my brother. Why do they want you dead? What did you do to them? I refuse to let them sell the house I live in. At first, I was like, yes, let's sell the house. Well, no, at first I was like, hell no, we're not selling the house. I need to get out of college. Then I was like, let's just sell the house, give me my money, and let me go. And they were like, no, we will sell the house, but you won't get your money. You'll get nothing. And now they're like, well, I mean, let's sell the house. You can have your money. And it's like, no, so long as I'm breathing, you get nothing. Chris Clearly, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. They shouldn't be mad at you. Um, Look, Chris, understand this. Anything my sister can steal from me, she will, even if it's worthless. I mean, I once got a sheet of stamps, and we have a bulletin board in my house, or we used to. Yeah, we still have it. I mean, I don't put things on it anymore, but there was a bulletin board, and what it used to be is you put your stamps on the bulletin board so that anybody that needs stamps can use the stamps. So then I needed stamps, and I was like, where are my stamps? So I go, Amber, did you see my stamps? She goes, yes, I took them. I go, well, I need them. Give them back. And she wouldn't give them back. I remember I complained about this to my grandmother. It's like, well, maybe she needed stamps. She didn't need the whole sheet. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep defending these people? Uh, when was this? How old are you also? I am 46 years old. And my sister first wanted to sell the house in the year 2000, I believe. But again, I was going to get nothing. Uh, okay, why is this not? Coach, hey Richard, hope all is good, my dude. Chris Manuka, Richard, to hear about the ice situation. Which ice situation? There are many of them. Brain dead, Richard the ice. Google account, hey Richard. Chris Minutia, Richard, sorry to hear about the ice situation. What do you think, sweetheart? Mike, in California, do y'all pay car taxes, have inspections? This is California. We're the most regulated state in the union. Of course we do. We have to get our cars smogged twice a year, or every 2 years. Who count? What are you paying for gas? Around $6. Imagine how much your house has increased in value since. Yeah, I mean, it's practically falling apart around me, but Memory of the Fisherman. Jerry Lewis was a funny actor. I like his movie. I love black and white movies. Never was the biggest fan of them myself. I mean, I'm trying to get through Lost Vampiris, but it's like, oh my god. 6 hours, no dialogue. Google account. You can take a loan with your equity and get it remodeled. No, I cannot. I can't touch the equity. And even if I did, why would I do that? If I could make payments, I would make the payments until I had enough to remodel my house. Then I would have a freshly remodeled house and no debt. Memory the Fisherman, what do you think about McDonald's breakfast? To be honest with you, Memory, McDonald's McMuffin is the standard by which all other fast food breakfasts are judged. Google count, Wendy's is better. Yeah, but there are no Wendy's on my way home that are open. It's do understand that I have to work a lot. My last week, I clocked a total of 88 hours. All right. And they did call me for more. I just said no. So, my ridiculous overtime should drop off theoretically next week. I don't know what that's going to mean. Okay. I don't know if it means I'm not going to get overtime at all and I'm going to be down to 64 hours between my two jobs, or if that just means my overtime is reduced. But we don't have a lot of people at one of my jobs. Coach, if you don't like a McMuffin, you're gosh darn non-American. Yeah. Remember the Fishman, is In and Out worth the hype or is it overrated? In and Out is the best hamburger you can get at a fast food restaurant in California. Okay? Other burgers are like, let's try to be as good as In and Out. But In and Out uses beef as opposed to whatever you get. I mean, the meat you get at other restaurants is not beef. It's weird. It has stuff in it. So in that case, I find it out to be a little on the salty side, personally. Mike, when you work third shift and got off in the morning, do you eat a breakfast meal or a dinner meal? Um, it will really depend on what I'm doing that morning. I mean, I normally don't eat meals. I more or less snack. Coach, Five Guys has the best burger for fast service. Um, it's not In and Out. I've only had Five Guys like once though, so I mean, maybe I'm selling it short. JMO, yo. Everybody say yo. Come on, party people. Put your hands in the air. What's up, man? Not much. I mean, I don't even know why I do these live streams anymore. I never make anything off them. Memory, you Yahoo. Not for a while. Once again, guys, understand something about my life. Most of the time, I'm generally just too effing poor to do anything. You know, I keep a certain level of reserve. I don't go into debt. I spend most of my time either I'm working on, the job site or I'm working on my blogs. Incidentally, this March has been the best March in the 14-year history of my blog, Richard Reviews Everything. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going somewhere. Brain Dodd. Richard, can you eventually get a house tour? With a $100,000 remodel, I can. Mike, I just Googled out the whole world. What meat is at the most, and number one is pork with chicken second. Yeah, that's true. Brain Dead. A kitchen tour. Again, $20,000 remodel. Google account. Do you ever worry that you're wasting the best years of my best years of my life are gone? I'm 46 years old. No, my family wasted the best years of my life, dude. What do you want me to do about it? Google account. I mean, I've got this terrible, enormous problem, and it's like the entirety of my life revolves around this problem, and everything I do to try and fix this problem fails. I went to college being like, I'm going to go get educated, get a good job, and be able to deal with this. Nope. The crash of '08 took care of that. So, Google account. I want you to travel, Richard. Are you going to pay for it? Didn't think so. Besides, I live in Southern California. If I want to go have fun, there's plenty of stuff I can do here. The guy here, Knott's Berry Farm, is unrecognizable. Haven't been there in decades. But I mean, no, it's like, look, again, where would I go? What would I do? Southern California is okay. Water's freezing. Yeah, I don't swim. Look, I go to the beach, and they're like, "It's a white whale," and then I go, "Yes." Well, just remember, Moby Dick was carnivorous, so I'm gonna bang your wife and kill you and eat you. It's not. I say, guys, it's expensive to live in Southern California. They actually say that there's an epidemic of loneliness. Hey, Mustafa, dude. The hell was that? They actually say there's an epidemic of loneliness. People are lonelier. And that's because, yeah, we can't do anything. We're all poor. Mike, I got a job about a joke about your sister. Okay. Hey, Mustafa, how are you, Neil? I am surviving. Come on, Mike, let's hear it. What's the joke about my sister? When your sister goes swimming, she breathes out her back hole. Okay, when my sister goes swimming, dear fellow, the waters turn black. I mean, it's like people go out there and say, "Your mama's so fat, somebody thought they were Richard's sister." Google account. Nobody thinks about the way you look, Richard, just like they're thinking of themselves. Yeah, I get sunburned though, so I don't want to go to the beach. El Bizavo, Mike, and many fish die. Yes, all the fish die. Mike, it's been a while, yes. And it's been a while since I've gone and fucked things up. Hey, I always do. El Bizavo, Neal doesn't think about himself. No, I have much more important things to think about. Memory of the Fisherman, do you want matzo ball soup and crackers? Never had matzo ball soup. El Bizavo, welcome back. Cotter plays in background. That's actually a ground flower. But yeah, I mean, I will point out here that my working ridiculous hour. Like, there was actually a party I was supposed to go to the last 2 months in a row, and I didn't bother going because I was too damn tired. And now it's like this month they're not having it. I'm still too dang tired. I would be at it right now uh, if it were being held this month, but they're not having it. So, El Bizarro, Bang Nurse, Memory of the Fisherman. I don't understand how people afford to go to sport game. I don't understand why people pay to go to sport game. Like, oh, the Super Bowl. You're going to see a bunch of men play with their balls. Well, sports jazz fan. America wins when Duke loses. Okay. Memory. I agree. But you know, it's like I was working at Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week this year. And there were many a fabulous person there. I mean, they were so aggressively fabulous, I didn't know what to do with them. It was like, okay, what is talking to me? Like, seriously. Is this a man? Is this a woman? Is this a man who thinks he's a woman? Is this, what is this? Mike, drink is probably $10 at a sports game, yeah. I mean, look, one of my friends, he like broke up with his wife after the pandemic, right? And I mean, she was like, "You don't make enough money for me." And he's like, "You knew who I was when you married me, bitch." Okay. So then, like, he winds up getting catfished and like giving this girl $900. I'm sitting there going, I don't understand how you would give somebody $900 no matter what they promise, unless you at least met them in. Mike, what security job do you think pays the most? Maybe at a bank. No, I think it doesn't pay any better. Security guards at banks are just window dressing. Typically speaking, like if you're a security guard for Apple, you're probably gonna make out pretty well. They pay like $70 an hour. Personal bodyguards tend to make out pretty well, you know. Like there's like Michael Moore, the documentarian, he has 6 live-in security guards or so I'm told. And they're ex US Navy SEALs. Like like they could twist your head off your shoulders. So they probably make more than $100,000 a year. Chris, clearly, Richard, I agree with Brain. You should do an MTV Cribs style house tour. Okay, you keep going like that, dude. You're gonna get banned. All right. My house is a wreck, needs to be cleaned, and I work 80, 90 hours a week. So getting it cleaned up is really hard. I wasn't doing all that great before Patty the Internet Troll interrupted me. I mean, like I say, guys, it would be great if YouTube paid the bills, because then I could make um, working on my house pay. And it's like, okay, we're gonna mop the floor today, which is pretty much all I can handle with my back. And it's like, yes, I know a lot of weird trips for mopping the floor and getting it particularly clean, but guys, it doesn't make any difference if I clean up my house if I die the next day and then my sister takes it. It's El Pistafo. Neil, thanks for guest appearance on my channel. Dude, I left a comment. It's not that big of a thing. Chris Clearly, oh ish, I didn't realize, my bad. Watch your language, dude. Nim. Nim. I know you want more cat food. Pistafo, love you, brother. Mike, 2 jobs, a yard, and a house is hard because you need to rest after work. Yeah, dude. Like, seriously. Anybody here from Mary? Not recently. Look, guys, okay, like, I just got off work, all right? This is the easiest day of my week. Okay, it's Sunday. I got nothing to do at work. Basically, the building is normally empty. So, I mean, I could lie down, I could sleep on my lunch, all those sort of good things. So then tomorrow, I start work at 9 a.m., okay? I work until 5 p.m. I have 4 hours off. Then I get back to my other job, okay? If they have their way, Mike, I can get Mary in here, okay? It level. Yes, Mike. Remember the fishman? I had egg rolls and broccoli for dinner. Sounds like a good time. So anyway, so I get into work at 9 o'clock, and if they have their way, I stay until 1 p.m. 16 hours. I have 8 hours off, and then I come back to work. Okay, mind you, that's 8 hours off to eat, prepare my lunch, shower, sleep, do all those good things. Okay, so then I get to work and I have an 8-hour shift. Not a big deal. But the next shift is a 16. So I have 8 hours off again, and then I've got to be at work, and I got to be at work for 16 hours. So I'm at work for 16 hours, and then the next day, 16 hours. Okay, that's Thursday. Friday, same thing, 16 hours. So for the last 5 days, I've had 4 8-hour turnarounds. I am exhausted. I get off at 5 in the morning, normally a little later than that because the other car. And then I have to be at my next job at 9. So that's my week. I have 2 days basically where I have 16 hours off. The rest of the week, it's 8-hour turnarounds. I'm really just coming apart at the seams at this point. Memory, how do you not? You take a lot of caffeine for one thing. there's a position I get in where I'm expending almost no energy. I'm actually propped up by a chair. I'm sitting in a chair. I have another chair under my arm, and you just kind of zone out for a while. And if you fall asleep, you're awake enough so that when the truck pulls up, you hear it and you stand up. Mike, how do you do compress or whatever it's called? Decompress? You mean relax? I don't. It was awful. Decompress, Mike? You had it right. Well, decompression is something you do after deep sea diving, and you do it in a module that slowly brings the temperature up, or it slowly brings the pressure down, I mean. And if that module fails, you will not feel a thing. You will be turned into pink mist. Consider a very messy way to die. I hear we're in for nasty weather. I hope you're much prepared to die. Mary. Hello, everyone. Hope you have all been well. Sorry for my absence. It's good to see you, Mary. I mean, again, guys, even with monetization on, I will make crap on this. Hello, love you, Mary. Pretty sure I got something back on my last live. Mary, El Pistofo, Richard, glad to see you guys. Mary, we missed you. Mike, 1999, no comment. Thank you, Mike. Mr. Joe, Mr. Joe. Mary, Mike. El Bizavo, thanks, Mike. Yes, well, I am very grateful. Who is Mr. Joe? El Bizavo, yeah. What happened to Mr. Who is Mr. Joe? What happened? Oh, I see. Okay. So this is becoming about Mary's love life. Maybe she doesn't want to tell us. Okay, guys, we have about 14 minutes left, and it seems like the conversation is over. Which I mean, you have other things I could be doing right now, like sleep. Back and it's white, it's wrong and it's right. El Bizavo, Chesticles, Mary, sorry if I killed the vibe. No, Mary, it's not your fault. Just other people are talking. Memory the Fisherman, do you have an alarm clock? Yes, I do. How are all the animals? The ones I still have are pretty good. Kit's nursing a kitten. Memory the Fisherman, my alarm clock is from 1931. Oh, classic. Is it shiny? El Bizarro, I'm not allowed at the petting zoo. Well, there's a story behind that. Jordan Lott, yo, Richard, how is your cat? It's been a while. Can you sing a song for everyone? Did you have any preferences there? Mike, how's your job feel about being on the phone while working? One of them doesn't care. The other one is like, don't have personal devices out. So, although personally, at this point, Mary, I have heard the is bar called the petting zoo. Is that where you're banned from, L? El Pistafo, this one time at band camp? I do not want to know what he did at band camp. Tristan Smith, I didn't get a notification of your live. Hmm. Yeah, somebody today said they wanted to start a GoFundMe to get me an ice maker. Personally, GoFundMe should be for something more important. It is awful, Mary. I was just being funny, or so I thought. Remember this, man? I have a bad fear of clowns. I like clowns. They taste funny. Tristan, Richard, I have already offered that purchase. I know. I mean, you gonna give me one of the really nice ones? Mary, I was teasing, dear. Remember this, man? Beef liver is delicious. I wouldn't know. Mike, I saw the movie Crow first time last night. You like it? Which one? Or wait, Crow? Do you mean the Crow or just Crow? I don't see anything under Crow. The Crow. I did not see the 2024 version. I saw the 2094 version. Brandon Lee would be 94. Sing Fergalicious by I don't know that one. El Bizarro, I was told Chuck Norris is the new Grim Reaper. I think what finally killed him was my sister's farts. Brain dead. Richard, how do you feel about McDonald's possibly bringing back the mozzarella? I didn't know they had a mozzarella stick. Mike, he actually lost his life on set. Yes, I know. It was a big thing at the time, Mike. I mean, what it was they had a gun with a real bullet in it, and they really shot him. El Bizarro, Bruce Lee's son, yes. I mean, it was an incredible tragedy because it was a budding career. I'm told that there's one place in this world told that there's one place in this world where you can actually still get a McPizza. I don't know if I'd care enough to go try one because I mean, if they were that great, they'd still be around more. But El Bizarro, I think he was shot with a blank. Okay, in order for him to be shot with blank and it to actually injure, he would have to be shot at what we call point blank range. Which I mean, that's where the term comes from. If you shoot someone so close, what a blank actually is, it's just a wad, and they don't have the same amount of powder as a normal round does. So it's very hard for one to actually pierce you. Mary, I have heard that International McDonald's in Europe has the McPizza. Again, I don't know. I didn't look. I was told you could still get them somewhere. Where? Again, Mary, it's like, yes, I am a food blogger, so it's like, if I could, I mean, I actually have a friend. I haven't spoken to him in years now, but I have a friend named James in England, and if I could, I would go out there and spend like a week with him, once or twice a year, and just be like, "Hey, James, let's hang out." I'm going to go out there, try what they have in England as opposed to America, and like I would do that, okay. But again, despite the fact that my blog is seeing more traffic than it ever has, it's still not enough to pay for trips to Europe. Mike, big pizza, like a real pizza or pizza? It's a pizza. That's what it is. Memory of the Fisherman. I did a crow hop today while on lunch break. VM, guys, it's the 80s and Cop Show forgot this name now. Play Russian roulette, and the blank impact caused a piece of his skull to fracture and pierce his brain, and he died that way. I hadn't heard about that one. Mary, hey VM. Ugh. Nimbus. Elbizavo, VM. VML. He. Philip still around? Yeah, he is. Mike, you like McRib, Richard? Mike, do you not watch Random Street Theater? I mean, this year's McRib was disgusting. For those of you that don't remember, guys, I do have more than one channel, and the other active channel right now is Random Street Theater. That's where I review movies and foods. If you want to see me eat McDonald's, go to Random Street Theater. Okay. Mary, the banquet dinner ribs are similar, and you can make better at home. Yes, Mary, you could probably make a McRib without a plastic bun at home. Which one of my big gripes about, say, Carl's Jr. is how much plastic they use in their bread. Mary, the Shamrock Shake was awful this year too. I didn't notice it being any worse than normal. It tastes like toothpaste, just like always. Brain Dab. Richard, what is your go-to McDonald's order? 20-piece chicken McNugget, large fries, and an iced tea. VM, only good news item I tried from McDonald's recently was the snack wrap. Yeah, they're okay. Mike, I watched, but I have the memory of a pygmy three-toed sloth. Science has determined that the three-toed sloth farts. Why anybody needs to know that, I am unclear, but it is now a definite fact that the three-toed sloth farts. El Bizarro, I like the McGriddle. Yes, it's a sausage between two pancakes that are made with syrup instead of milk. Of course, you like the McGriddle. It's the highest calorie sandwich made by McDonald's. VM, you shower in the morning or at night, Richard? VM, that is a really silly question. If okay, firstly, I always shower directly before leaving the house. Okay, so it is irrelevant whether it's day or night. It's whether it's before leaving the house. I don't leave the house without cleaning my body. Secondly, in the heat, I generally shower twice a day. I shower when I come home, otherwise I'll get a rash, and I shower when I leave the house. Mary, we still adore you, Mike. Mike, I like tater tots. Chris Clearly, I would like to start a petition for an all day McGriddle. Yes, well, I mean, believe they had those for a while. Mike, at his second job, he gets showers at work while on the clock sometimes. Yes, I do get very wet. Chris Clearly, I most often want a McGriddle at 10:30 a.m. Brain Dob. I agree, Mr. Clearly. Lucas Mogg had him. He's clearly not clearly. Okay. El Bizarro, Neal, you said wife. What? When? Memory of the Fisherman, have you ever had White Castle sliders? Only frozen. I don't like the onions. Brain Dab, ban him. Mike, have you formed any friend bonds at work? Oh, yeah. Okay, look, guys. I mean, understand something here. I treat everyone I work with as a person, so I'm often very well liked. It's like, at the truck place, everybody loves me. Okay, when we had that big storm and there was an advisory, it said, watch out for fallen branches. So I stopped every driver on the way out. I said, hey, just so you know, there's an advisory. Watch out for fallen branches. And they were like, wow, this guy, I mean, he really cares about it. So, yeah, I got a bunch of friends at work. I mean, most notably at the trucking place, there's a dude named TJ. He goes by TJ. He's actually a somewhat famous artist. And, we're talking about him, like, doing the artwork for my novel. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to, like, he says he wants to get his son involved. I'm going, let's do graphic novels. Let's really get artwork involved. But he's, like, kind of iffy about it. Mike, that you would hang out with off job. Yeah? I mean, I don't hang out, though. Like, there's actually a guy from one of the works I used to work with. We've been trying to hang out for a while, but I mean, neither of us ever have time. Jordan Fowler, what's your go-to Taco Bell order? Crunchy tacos. El Bizavo, hard shell tacos. Chris Minouche, I don't agree with all the breakfast, but I think McDonald's should extend their breakfast until at least 11 a.m. Mary, I agree, Chris. I don't understand why they don't serve breakfast all day. Brain Dab. Yes, Chris. I heard they throw all of the food out. Chris Manushi. Thank you, Mary. El Bizavo. Whammy Burger falling down. Brain Dab. Mary. We are like peas in a pie. One of the strangest debates I've ever heard in my life is, should you use beef or lamb in a shepherd's pie? The answer is what is available, because that's what a shepherd's going to eat. Mike, is In and Out breakfast better than the rest also? In and Out has no breakfast menu. They're very simple. They serve burgers, fries, and shakes. Brain Dab. Whoa, Richard, you're so right. About what? Shepherd's pie? Mike, what time they open? Normally around 10. Brain Dab. Yes. El Bizavo. I have been to Waffle House in the Atlanta, Georgia. I have never been to Waffle House. I also never been to Roscoe's. Roscoe chicken and waffles. Lucas Mog had them. How much for gas? It's $6 here, with the record being 9. Did you try the Big Arch? Jordan Fowler says, yes, I did. The review is on Random Street Theater. Lucas is fine. Damn. Yes, well. Mary, ouch. $6 for gas? I know. El Bizarro, what's A and W? Um, it's a burger place. It's very rare out here nowadays. A&W was famous for its root beer, and it's the same root behind AMW root beer. But I believe they split out. So, I mean, like, the nearest A&W is like 60 miles away now, I think. Mary, root beer and burgers, L. Mike, like, $9 recently? Yeah, a couple days ago, there was a gas station in Los Angeles selling gas for $9. I don't know what they're selling it for now. Mary, going in at Springfield, New York. El Bizarro. Ah. Chris, $6. Thanks, Trump. VM. A&W is very good. Mosa Burger is great. I don't know if we have those out here. Again, guys, it's like, I would like to get to the point where I'm trying better food on my channel, and it's like, I'd like to be like, oh, this is Restaurant Amachi, and I'm going to, have whatever. But Mary Miss Trotter, I'll have to try that VM. El Bizarro, Chris, learn reality before politics. Chris is right. It is a result of the war. Memory the Fisherman, I want to see you cook a meal. Memory, do you even read my blog? I mean, seriously. AJ Jacket, A&W root beer at the restaurant from the tap is chef's kiss. I haven't had it in so long. Mike, what's something you tried that most haven't? I don't know, like octopus, iguana, or any meat that's not common. The last thing I had that was not common was buffalo, or American bison, to be more precise. I've had a lot of boar in my life. El Bizarro, damn, blame Trump. Iran was created by Obama and Obama Biden. Okay, Iran has been an issue since 1979, right? So I guess you could blame Biden because he is that old. But you can't really blame Obama. Memory of the Fisherman, do you like white wine? I'm not a real big wine guy to begin with. So, I mean, I've never met a white that I was like, oh, I got to get more of this. I mean, at some point, I was trying to try all four flavors of Manischewitz, but Jordan Fowler, what's the picture behind you? That is a ground flower on the 4th of July. Mary, jam out the rock, the cash. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. El Bizarro, Obama sent Iran millions of cash on wooden pallets. I am not going to bother looking that up. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Even if you die. No butt in the face. Grease. Oh, I thought that picture was some kind of terrorist attack. No, it's just a firework. I shot that in 2020 or 2017, I think. I no before that, I guess. But You know, just a firework. It was awful. It's true, brother. I, I'm not looking. I'm sure he gave them money for some reason, but I'm not looking it up. I mean, look, Al, if there's one thing Obama was famous for, it was having the Republicans push him around. Okay? It's like the joke was every time Obama goes and has a council with the Republicans, he comes back with his watch and his lunch money missing. Lucas, is your running? Well, it's on. I don't think it can run. It doesn't have legs. Brain dab. El Bizavo is causing many problems in the very wholesome interactive chat. He's entitled to his opinion. I mean, look, okay, understand something about L. If Satan himself came from hell to claim Donald Trump, El Pistolfo would be the last man standing between Satan and Trump. Okay? Mike, Obama gave me $8,000, then I had to pay penalty for health insurance, so I came out around 4K profit. El Bizavo, Brian, kiss a duck. That's a mallard. VM is crying laughter. That was pretty funny, Neil. What? Um, I don't remember what you're talking about there. Ever ate duck? Yeah, a couple dozen times. Mostly teal duck. Mary, what's going on in here on this day? I don't know what you mean. Mike, I never have. Eh. I had a psycho neighbor, and he used to shoot duck. He'd bring the duck here because his wife was like, "I'm not eating that shit. Duck is terrible, terrible eating." Yeah, best duck I was at Chinese restaurant. Yes. Chris, clearly, if you were able to morally consume human, would you try it just to see? Um, well, morally, I guess. I mean, like if my leg had to be amputated and I offered you some, well, it would be rude to refuse. I mean, a whole leg, though, like that's more than one meal. I mean, we'll start with leg steaks, and then we'll boil it, and we'll make leg stew. Remember the fisherman? Yuck! No thanks. You on that? Human beings basically taste like pork, dude. VM. Standing in front of Trump and telling Satan, "You have to get through me first," is making me giggle. Okay, L. Be honest. Would you not defend Donald Trump against Satan? Okay, you know, Chris, lol, you're too much. El Bizavo, bike Santa for Satan. Or for Trump. My bad. Brain dab. Game over. Oh. Mary, fought the devil and won. When did you meet my sister exactly? Brain Dab, congratulations, Mary. What was your strategy? Mike, only stupid people are breeding. I've been around the world and found that only stupid people are breeding. The Cretans cloning and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. Lucky me. El. Yes, the lawful commander in chief. As a bike center, I have to protect him. Mary, Brian, he fell in love with me. Hmm. My sister fell in love with you, then you'd be pregnant. Jeremy Whelm. Hi, Richard. How you doing? I've been missing you. I haven't seen you all much. I do know if you have been woefully or what's going on with you, but my opinion business been itching. Um, okay, so Jeremy, you seem to be on drugs. Mary, oh my gosh, it's Jeremy. Are you saying that you've been watching Patty the Internet Troll? Because he's probably been talking about me. Mike, Jeremy hasn't laid off the acid, it seems, or he just spells like crap. Mary, I thought we got him help. People slide back. Mike, when the next work shift? Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Jeremy, monitor itching, so I put my wife had me to rub onion powder on, and I had to go to the ER. Well, that sounds unpleasant. How's muffin? I don't have a muffin. Goodies, Richard. Would you do a live stream where a fan could join to have a live camo convo? Yeah, sure. El Bizavo, pancakes first. Yes. Richard, rank the three items: waffles, pancakes, and French toast. Um, I'm going to have to say that probably pancakes are the most loved. French toast comes next, and the only reason I don't like waffles is they're too much cook time, or they're too much like washing up afterwards. Mike, what's the most famous pancake house there? IHOP. Elbizabo, Neal, you have Bob Evans near you? No. Mike, most known or most chains, I mean. IHOP. Chris Minucci, French toast is my favorite of the three options. Again, dude, like, if you put a gun to my head and said make one, I'd probably make French toast because it's the easiest. El Bravo, waffles are okay with fried chicken. Okay, guys, I think I'm done. I have to use the restroom. So I'm going to let you all go. I'm Richard.